Right, MMB engia anonsia soro mwanchomo rigererio Kise TV. Good morning, karibu sana ase ensemo ya kabere na inde yo mweri abwasto bato mugeni taberega kunyara gwikirana ase studio MMB ya lero negati ari turachikunyara gukwanera no mugiro orachikunyara gukorekana ritko lia lero. Muliona timetable ilisema asubuhi wana candlelight for the 60 who died, then later they'll go eat lunch in parliament, and then the afternoon they'll march to State House, and then jioni they'll and blah blah blah. You know, the youths wameamua and they are not backing down anytime soon. Good morning, karibu sana somorobero bwenyoni. Yes, matukara chire.
Katirendo all in all, early kirito
Taribo.
Na kirimbiamano, aso wanchika uja se studio ino gaya. Wow.
Yes, that is beautiful. Mukwanyo mugusi mwenyoli erietali yao asekwaru abantu mbiya bare tutoranyara guchaka ko twarenga mbete mambia rero.
Okay, usiba mndongo bibuli murasa nsema ya Kenya na bibuli murasa nsema ya diaspora na bakwaniria simambia rero. Kubatumira amaiga mange sana tiganya saba lenda semole. Marieta nengolo chini ya Justus Mochoge. Seitumbuge tutu wachache. Seitumbuge tutu wachache. So nabatakiri owategera okuya.
All right. Yes. Wow, karibu sana entobeto kunyara gutwara engambo yito emambia rero. Litkoria rero rie Jumatano ye chitariki 25. A day like this 1 year ago, abasaimba imbogete bakaamua kurubikana imeyo mucho Nairobi. Bakateba rero bakatosoe asa magacho abunge. Abasaya bange bagasira kali bake asa magoko y'abanyanyimbo. Eke baringi kurera ne finance bill. But yesterday namuroche Kimani Chungwa kakoteba muka protest December tukapitisha budget silently. Na this year tumeipitisha, clauses tumetoa ni 3 tu, the rest zimepita. He's telling us yes kidole sambusa. Are you supporting amandamana ega ya Basai imensi ya Kenya?
Number one, onye Kimani Ichungwa, the leader of the majority in the parliament, whatever they want to work. Number one, we know so covenant, we know we are already, we know we kaga. Obunana sana eko gara enseyo se Kenya yaito does not belong to Kimani Ichungwa alone. Two, Karachi already as the leader of the majority does not mean that we cancel our Kenya. He has to do exactly what the Kenyans want. Wanyaba Kenya wakanete finance bill wakamana kwenye etia, it does not mean our Kenya mbaroji. Our Kenyan Baroje, Baroje Kagendrede, maybe they kept quiet because abantu nabando itetwe ngakiyo. So hande our Kenya ba minded was a back to the streets, they will kill more because the current administration doesn't care how many people die. So even if they die 10 million, so long as they remain in power, so we're happy about it. Uno dictator egekogera democracy nango wokogenda with the wishes of the majority. Don't try to impose your decisions on the people. Therefore, my own history comes out of Mandamano. My own history comes out of activism from the days University early days. Until the secondary preparation. Therefore, you don't have one to Morisana or Morisana. The only thing was supported the current Mandamano. That generation, when I was at that age, I was born in the streets.
Wow.
My name, I earned my name through the streets. So for that generation, it is their time to do the same if the situation has not changed. Unfortunately, the situation has changed for the worse from the way to hearing in the kito. Yes.
Well, ekere to kunyara kurigereria ensemeiga ya magazeti emambi ya lero ni konteto chake na gazeti yiga ya The Daily Nation. allow me begging this way. The elimination Noerega of the Banga echoes of June 25th. The ones we lost.
We lost.
Chibitu chabu no chimekerega. In a Bayava side, you remember one another from assassination and the president said is alive.
Yeah, wrong guy.
Yeah, and I don't know what happens with the current regime, especially the president. And we are not just talking about this 60. And many more. And around 60 names.
63?
Yes. Abekirega. Abose page ya kabere, page ya gatatu, page ya kane, page ya gatano, page ya gatano alimo, page ya gatano na kabere. No bakukwanera igoro yabaiga 50. And there is no old guy here. They are just young youths, the future, kids of tomorrow who are to change, to bring change in the country. Abande directly in the hands of the police. Abande stray bullets. This goes to when did police start using live bullets, especially on youths, rather than just placards, spoons, and water bottles.
When the police went rogue, when it changed from being the police service into a police force, when they changed, actually when they became thugs in uniform. And this time it started somewhere around 2017, 2018, when some of us were in the opposition, and then the police went rogue under the administration the former president Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
And then it has been perfected and it has become worse. Yeah, very in Bimbono, I think that the administration your President William Ruto.
Yes.
And from the look of things, I want to the from the president to the minister very in charge. It seems as if very likely cover more worse. As you know, because there's no time. Mandamano taria na cover since I started your mandamano in Gaki university days under Moi.
When you were singing your
that's the last days of Moi, because that was almost the last year ye campaign ya Kibaki Karao Soime Ekaro Moi Yakobo. Even during the 10 years Chamia under the Matpatism and even earlier and the rest, we never had such type of killing.
Yes.
And more especially a killing which does not, the government was a serikali committee. It is almost a normal thing.
Wow.
It looks just a normal thing to the government. In fact, they don't even care how many die. So long as if you tickle them and you cover na asa muy caras de teluya o siguiente que mo akorate yesterday in Kirikia, you are actually earmarked for elimination. So this is our government. There it is. Our Kenya should be able to study it so hard. For Kenya, they should be able to see it and look forward to 2027. Even though 2027 seems to be so far, it is far. 2 years is not an easy thing, and if for the last another 2 years we have lost more than 200 people, under this critical period your campaign, you expect to lose about another 1,000 people. So before we go to the next 2027, I think we parents will have to bury our sons and daughters. Yeah. It's quite unfortunate, like it looks, we're gonna bury our sons and daughters.
Wow. Yunegati yum ye chiroboti togo pokea no mwichano munene sengin chutari gento gyoko keranga ntochikunyara ko tindeka abana baito esengencho yo bwene bakuriya serikali egento gya kabere kere tugukwanira abanyanyimbo apart from rero gutumia live bullets ekaranje munamaite abaringe kwegura rubber bullets. The rubber bullets echiga, there were instructions: shoot the leg.
Well,
but say they shoot the head.
Na TV na rasivali the police manuals, the instructions how they need to operate, the operations manual of police, they don't matter anymore. Yes. Kwa roji, we have already lost quite a number of our navake. Paka yesterday in Kwa roji, people are still being abducted.
Yes.
Maisonde. Kwa romanari, the so-called rubber bullets.
Yes. Kwa rubber bullets, it was a live bullet.
Whatever it was, they said it was a rubber bullet. They shot him. He's still fighting for his life. He is fighting for his life. Now, wait after before that. And then you had the president yesterday say he supports the police. And you should not joke with the police. What does that? A king community.
Yes.
A community now is carrying the Barbara.
You support it.
He supports what the police are doing. So if the commander-in-chief of the Kenyan Defense Forces or tell a section of the forces that in Buyabari, so where are we? Then where are we? Well,
the warmongers, as a gazette Igoro, I want us to look at your gazette. Some of President William Ruto's allies have sent a chilling warning to Gen Z, civil society, activists and opposition politicians planning to take part in the countrywide protest today on June 25th, 2025. Historic invasion of parliament that they may not return to their homes. These regrettable statements, apart from stoking public anger, depict state officials who are insensitive to the plight of Kenyans who lost their loved ones in the deadly demos, against punitive taxes and government excesses, and risking plunging the country into anarchy. David Ndi anasema hivi, is the chairperson to President William Ruto's economic advisors. Anasema wewe tokea, you just turn up. And say your goodbyes before you leave home, just in case you catch a stray. William Kamket, I hear there are people planning to cause violence like last time. They cried of the mayhem caused by the goods brought last week. Let them try today, and they will know they are forgotten. Silvanus Osoro, Majority Party Whip. Last week, you incited the youth, and we are aware there are plans to do the same in the name of drinking anniversary. We will tell you that this time, it will not be business as usual.
Yes. As on the roads, the only person I'm surprised is Deputy Lee, because Deputy was a creation of the civil society. These demonstrations and the rest, all his life. So that in a record, once one acquires power, they become drunk. Wautinda kuweza kwa acquire power. Therefore, we can be surprised. Kamket literally, he's been taken to court several times in terms of
the protests going on.
Bandits,
yeah,
bandits, cattle rustling.
And it works out scot-free.
Of course, yeah. I think you think that is a government-sanctioned bandits. According to me, that's a government-sanctioned because there is nowhere as abantu bakuiba kyombe barasinya serikali. It's not possible. So, I am not surprised. But the only thing that in Kenya, Mondo Tago threatened because of violence, so that you kill it, we cancel so that it tramples upon your rights. The only thing I can tell Sylvan Sosoro, come get people, time is coming.
I saw even Chief of Staff, Kosgei, akisema, if I had a sword, leave alone abductions. Imagine.
I don't know. That's the administration. The only thing I will tell them, no matter how many Kenyans they kill, they'll never kill all Kenyans. No matter what amount of fear they instill on Kenyans, there will come a time. Anywhere throughout the world, we are permanent. So what I'm simply telling them, they do that. They have a Korea, they have a Kenya, they have the young generation, they have the politicians, but they are not gone. Their time is coming. There will be payback. Time is coming. So let them be careful. What you do to me today is exactly what will be done to you tomorrow. If it will not done to you, it will be done to your child.
Asa gazeti ya The Standard ye mambia lero bagotebanga aluta continua. A nation bleeds. What began as a cry against the taxes erupted into country's deadliest protest wave in decades. From brutal killing of 29-year-old Rex Masai to the execution style shooting of a 12-year-old Kennedy Onyango. Police turned guns on unarmed youth, demanding justice, dignity, and a future. Over 60 confirmed dead, hundreds injured, dozens disappeared. And still, not a single officer has been held to account. A year later, promises remain hollow. Grief festers, and Gen Z involvement stands as a defiant indictment of a regime that met courage with bullets and silence with lies. Peji ya kabiri, peji ya gatatu, peji ya kane, peji ya gatano, peji ya gatano, limo gatano, kabiri gatano, gatatu, kianda, ikomi. Chibi cheche basai au, njibekire gaiga. Ase igazeti ya The Standard. Ya ikeire mpaka the last 2 weeks obirito kunyara gukwane regoro yo masayo yo basiri Albert Ojwang arusa tu sobo nyumba gakuragira emesa gakuragira na familia only to be killed in the hands of policemen, and still there is no justice that has been found,
and there will be no justice that have found under this current regime.
But imagine we are heading to a point twarorira bemsiba kwa kwibiranya twarorira kuogereru omuraibuza kwa kwegekoroto omujumbe omubunge akoba shot in public to death, and many more. And then komenya kwego muraibuze akokwa naiga director tubekira ngo chingwana cyo muraibuze yakene muske William Samuel Ruto kiraringe gukwana ritko ria Jumaine ngakugikiria okurobekana kweli ritko ria lero. And remember, the youths walisema as we want to remember when you walikufa last year, but the threats wamerushiwa si 1+1. Echigane chikwana cyo muraibuze.
Find our nation as a great sporting nation globally, and the place where that great sporting talent is nurtured is our Kenya police, then this becomes a very significant morning. that we are meeting here, not just as the Kenya Police family and the huge contribution you are making to sports in Kenya, from athletics through ball games and everything in between, including tug of war, as the IG has said. So, and therefore it is significant that we are meeting here this morning so that we can appreciate what you are doing, what the contribution the Kenya Police Service is making, not just to the security of our nation, but also to our sports and being the greatest ambassadors of our nation. And therefore, I want to say, Bwana IG, to you as the commander of the Kenya Police and to your men and women, congratulations for what you're doing. I am very, very proud of the achievements and the contribution of the Kenya Police Service in securing the borders of our nation, keeping all our families, children, businesses safe, and now, beyond that, contributing to sports in our nation. I think you are playing your part as Kenyan citizens and also as patriotic citizens of our nation. In matter of sports, we did make a deliberate decision that because Kenya has demonstrated talent and expertise in sports, it is necessary for us as a nation to provide the necessary support in infrastructure and other support to make sure that our talents, our understanding is harnessed, not just for the benefit of the sportsmen and women, but for us as a nation as well.
It is important to note that unauthorized persons must refrain from accessing protected areas. Under the protected.
I've happened to stumble upon a certain song, I want to put it partly. Abantu bategerere before you tell us, have you ever seen a regime that started this way on the first term? In fact, I
was not there ngaki ya Kenyatta, lakini asengaki ya Moi when Moi took over. I was a secondary school student. I think I was in Form 1. And then I participated in the removal of Moi. I saw Kibaki come in, I saw who come in, but in most governments, first terms have always been very popular. Of course, they make mistakes here and there. Mistake nemeke wakomeki. Lakini umusani yono group of Dr. William Ruto. I think you were overboard.
All right.
Ideas just gone overboard. Yes.
Tusikize hii wimbo. By the way, and what she's saying is true, because last week I was talking justice for Ojuan, Albert Ojuan, then Oyagakwa Masasi. God Pesagako research. It is not something we can be proud of. But over and over again. Does it show a better future? Does it mean 2027? Does it mean there is a change that is coming?
You see, interpretation could be different. Kenya has potential. As it were, we have what the potential to be the leader in Africa, to be an example in the world. And therefore, we can't lose hope. Our young generation, they lose hope. It is always a struggle. You can make Kenya better.
Yes.
And it will not be made better in a day. So it will continue. Almost 40 years is actually almost like copy pasting the song Yavete sang some years back. That's part of being creative, creativity. Those are an artists. Now in we saw it. Uchong was taken away from lunch and never to return. So the next time he was coming back, it was just a corpse or the crowd of Kirango. You saw the other boy, you are Kulisa's Potiphar's, it's just the same. But therefore, the best Kenyans can do. No kuboka maambia. Tarehe 2027 August, in case chikura chiwe takobo.
In case
chikura chiwe takobo.
Kwa nini unasema hivyo?
The other day, one of the presidential advisors, my friend Dr. Linge Mangana Yichipara street in Moses Kuria, Karari treasurer ya Sun, he told us that 2027 chikura ngabuja benchigo.
Reason being?
He simply said, from the way he looks at it, people will sit down, have consensus. If you don't have the consensus, if people don't agree to a consensus, but a queen insists Kenya will never be there. This is a presidential advisor, Moses School. 2 days ago, not even 2 or 3 days ago, on national TV, I think it was in Citizen, interviewed by Chief Koinange. He simply told us, 2020, campaign. Campaign, 2027. Will be a moment like the 2002 elections, people will sit down and simply agree who to be the head of state. If you don't agree, Kenya will not be there. So that's what I'm saying. In case Chikura Chikovo, our Kenya Lobo Kemambia, that's the best alternative. You will change Serekari. The alternative is worse.
Wow.
No,
they're coming out.
Why were a kindi out of it? Come out, meaning that these people are instilling fear. Whether my constitutional right, you can para demonstrate, also be cat, also present a petition. Like those kids about I took a petition in June 25th last year, but I took a petition to Parliament. Then you woman of the Una was okay, school, I go quite a to Irana. What are they telling us? So the constitution was a Sharia, is nothing to them.
Well, ogosoka kwa Fredo Kengo Matiang'i. korokwo ngaki wako irere kurwa baka kunyara gochemea gusi which nende ngiwete taro yende nero wiki wocha usi
tindamanya, but last time Liriacha, I was part of the team. I was there. I was part of the team. Kumu welcome Koreansongo to Kisi town. We support him. The only thing to roche, because they are taking positions, they are taking people, as much as the proper campaign itarachaka, lakini usakuli ligendo babo ligafika chao kwa korane timu yae, na usakuli likarozo kwa korane timu chao, they are already ahead.
Yeah.
So nere asakuna wikaranza, I really don't know the kind of secretariat matiangia wate. So nyero siri, but we were all the political advisors. Tindava manya, but generally from the common point of view, we support him. And the Korabon Rausi was Piazza my support. Karongo Tara, Kenya, I've been to Western, I've been to Kitale, I'm in Nairobi. I hear in Kiabandu natural, generally, among the presidential candidates, and the people seems to accept him. But Tirende, Karanza, because this is politics. People will not give you winner, and I watch you we give way. People have to fight for positions, and therefore, again, even in Kisi, Tinda Manya, I would have suggested in a Algia Moraka, Unumuga Ngeri, Professor Ngeri, Aliwaka Kombo, South one of the former speaker, Kisi County Assembly, Aliwaka Nava Simba, Aliwaka Nava Buya Buya, Aliwaka Vavana Baumanduku, South Mugirango, Aliwaka Nava Chimiangwini. And that kind of politician, all the politician, Karansinse, Advertise, Tevinaki, Awantokarasia, Siasa. Those should be advisors, Kuresemayausi. Then he needs to look some good politicians. Bakuma Kambania, also Bakuma Kore campaign. Well, I'll find he needs to sit down Nelikina Vantana Babu, Mheshimiwa Nyong'o January, Mheshimiwa Magara needs to be people on board, Mheshimiwa Magara from South Mugirango, needs to Mheshimiwa Tony. Tigara, forget about the current members of parliament. Tigari, quite a number, no, I need to in terms of politics, we are able to reach the political history, we can be able to advise from a correct campaign.
Yes.
So you need some 4 or 5 people who see like a company to almost every campaign that and outside Kisi. He can't be alone. Of course, he must get those friends outside. Lakini, all in all, Ntomba Teron Kilinaki is Koga Igavan to answer the Kumbungan, answer the corona that is serious, answer the corona tayo, because it's now a week, it's a rajate. Take what
well,
Gen Z, Idiot Takir como support, Mbarenge Kanisa Masabo, he was not available. So the people like Karonso Msioka and the team can easily take over. So if he did not associate himself with the Gen Z, propose. This is the time he needs to associate with them. He needs to give up a statement here, whatever now. We support you in your endeavors. So I just show there should be restraint, these young people should come out, and express feelings chabo bakwane baru suggestions nanga yense yako yanda we commemorate with the youth. So if you don't come out in such a period, you don't associate yourself with Ngakuni, Karonso, Eugene, and the team will simply cut that day.
Ndete tegere chinkwana cha Jacob Bagaka uyu no muri kyo munene wikiama kia UPA abwe sabete ga kunyara ugukwana igoro yetaro ya Efred Okengo Matiang'i na inde gucasoro ngura gusi abwe sabete ga kunyara gusaba abantu kogendera kumusira Matiang'i ane mono kabwa teganga yo gucukunyara korigia ekerogo ky'oburai bwense kam 2027 chigene chinkwana chia
Samaleta Jacob Barongo Bagaka omo secretary general we chama ya UPA ntaete kuru kubolenga ba krembi ya manamba yamo asoko receive mheshimiwa Fred Matiang'i kira Bagaka na wacha Kenya na bayo ko bolio mushimwe sisi twabeta togenda gutwara bomo ritukuri ichume mheshimiwa Fred Okengo Matiang'i na chama tanga alipo machoge na nabasabire mwensi togenda ko support rituko jita 30 mbagenda Narok na abande bali as opposition parties tatako bolinga togenda support mheshimiwa Matiang'i abagusi baite twabeta na Kenya onsi ngima na boigo wiki go cha Jumatatu na tebire batoke Narok na bali bonse bali opposition na mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua Kalonzo Musyoka na bali bonse bali nsemeyo rituko lia tare 1-2 mbatoka senseme agusi igase keremo twe tobatoko batomere latba ibara bago terena na ibara bago kona bananchi baito asenge nchi yokurwania serikali abirembe yobo kritimba ego chando mu Kenya buya muno togenda kwendera negesaku nyasabase
chinkwana chia Jacob Bagaka now abasaiba genzi niko babete baguchaka kuma propose Matiang'i ekere they felt like they needed some firm leadership, not that he was a perfect leader, but chinse mchiria beta subrai tuchakire ICT abantu bakanganya guchi digital kuru analog ekera swachi sebe mangana yo samba chi skuru mangana yo kuiwa kwa matemo mangana yo chi bus chi skuru kwa nyori baso kana walisimamisha chose chikaba yelo kwani kwa nyori bus ile yelo kwa manyanga yigane kasi yango ya Matiang'i ekera rengi interior security chise yi chigati yabo gabu chinse mchabo kapketi alisimamisha like literally and arengo bachi wikibero batebimba hete chi wikibere and he meant what he used to say. There was so much peace in the country. Yani, we weren't in this situation. Do you think if proposed to presidency, he'll still offer the same? Is that really what Kenyans need?
Fred, as a younger brother of mine, Jisemijuwa kwa na perform it well, and the Kenyans appreciate it.
Yes.
Our Kenyan appreciate it, we do appreciate. But the politics, you mean they now, they are vested interest. But from the look of things, I cannot sakomwa, as a kwego, Kenya sakomwa liva gerio, abagos kinse mutu wake. But then we come in balance na politics. Na politics yeye. Unfortunately, our president, we go for a campaign. It is politics.
Yes.
Togo sororo, otakore disia siasa. Na siasa ini what vested interest, no ina bantu mo kwa siasa na barabo. So, asa konyore kyo we expect na kolega siyo. That's what we expect. Lakini ndio we go kwa siasa umana kovekero. So siasa ine rondochi to kwana. One for example, kwa ucho without opposition leaders usiga. Na recover gachite usiga last time he showed the entire country that yaba usimbaramo nere. Abantu bari bamuganye tisco. Yari guchakira opposition iyo kuruziko. Nari nche nari ku imagine osuno kurengera lipwane angare ko nyoro sene patiaye na gauta banjubiri na gauta UPA asoe akore rebranding yepatiyo agende isiko nerara okimaso chiaye amanocho gojoin n'abantu abandi opposition lakini bonekera kwenye abantu abandi opposition batalire Kenya ngima batware their networks neramana baje kwanza kuba join na kia Wakenya para bamanyana na bwate maso yuko the president according to me I go from I will join your party atebya Wakenya this is my party kunoga form na ujuni Jubilee join na ujuni UBA join akarenda ki coalition party chose together ki kumusupport ki kumusupport ya kianze utwara separate meetings to show the difference around ukana nyansi yako agenda western agenda get some parts of Rift Valley nanga wono bunali Nairobi nanga soile ma jikwerende chieste dikiricha Nairobi alikorrekana nenaro agenda coast maina bana siasa abandi bamwe abiki pati jinde kiro opposition ne kara chikuliri cyaro na kweli na bwate maso yo gutara yo kore campaign Kenya bono ne kara bato bikaransa hamo go combine forces kwenye one presidential candidate he will be able to convince abandi na mwarra na tara mwarra ni mbwate I have people behind you lakini yosa wucho soimi na barago Geragao ya kwa unige interior kare serikali ya very formed. Yes, I can tell you. I've been in the politics for a long time. There is no way mwanasiasa was, for example, Karonzo aramnyoka Kenya ya arwane ndi momatevi na bono matiengyo chire motire. There is no way out wa mnyoro awo kora ebintago kora centro nendo answer utwara networks Kenya waidi aikinga kiria mwairi amana kuba bate na bono matiengyo chire enjo ntigere. No. Politics they work that way.
There was a time paka tokachaka kuba worried did Uhuru Kenyatta go home with all the good CSs. Why? Because with this regime one, almost how many reshuffles now? Cabinet.
I can't count. I am a politician.
And the more reshuffles,
the more blunders he makes.
Yes.
Yeah, precisely.
At the same time, almost every department is failing. Let us be honest. Koru health, education, security.
Koraiga, Tevanaki, all departments are failing. The only thing we are surviving by the grace of God.
What different thing do you feel if Matiang'i, Aisekobo Morai will say, Arach Kunyara will change? Because maybe he'll fumble too. He will.
He will not be 100% excellent because of vested interest. Keromonto kore campaign ya ukorosi ni manifesto.
Yes.
Go chole with some minimums. Otatevi ya education, otatevi about the political governance. Otatevi ya heritage, otatevi jiseme jinde. To kora beyond spionyare. Tigendo kimukiviri vitoto and you run away with them.
Yes.
In terms of governance, the kind of cabinet you pick, go back to State House, set objectives, Irana, answer korangiri 1 means at a time. After 1 week, 2 weeks, how far they are going. Upatigirite by implementing what you people have discussed. I think chando to whatever no the implement of all government projects or policies the president. Abantu bonse baroro they just frauds. Bariva abantu bonse babekiro bago kora kende batararigeri maiga kubuli nagi mbiyana kora usimbieta kiri. So that's why to what the war of them bago kora kende because you ba wetena inkyo mukubwa gotero. So he never mentioned to what. So President Yakoli Risabo OCP, nothing seems to be working. I think now Kenyans need to do Risabo.
Well, kwarigererio kurubikana na ritukuria rero kurubikana nkororo kwa cyber Gen Z despite all the threats we should really start following live tobeto kunyara kurigereri what exactly is happening kurwase ground ne birondo chebia bere bikunyara ko binyoka kegima na abasaya baba Gen Z na bo babete bakunyara kumusoka Matiang'i na kwa bere gukunyara kubwati sana ebirero bya basaya baiga ba Gen Z no enekera bagwesokia sukurubikana. What kind of this leadership are they looking for? And are there chances chokonyora that kind of leadership?
Number one, they will. I strongly believe na Abasai, they are looking for a firm leader.
Okay.
They are looking for a leader who will create employment opportunities. They are looking for a leader who provide opportunities to exploit their potential. Any field. When you call in the side of the arts, or in the side of technology, you exploit your potential. They are looking for a leader, because most of these people are very innovative, by the way. I find it very strange that I did mangana technology and electrical, but umwana bono iga utrai ke level na somete, and they are also moving together. So they are quite innovative. We must accept. And again, this generation is quite innovative. And they're doing quite a lot. So they need somebody. They need somebody who will give them a conducive environment so that they can exploit their potential. They want to look for a firm leader which can implement policies beneficial as a country. They need somebody to create employment opportunities. They need somebody who will respect the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. If we have a president who will respect and work by the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, if we have a president who will come up with the policies and the environment that will create a good environment to potential by exploiting their potential. I think that is the person the agencies will support. And that is the
so far as we are speaking about Kobogo Kieralero, Abanyanyimbo, they were busy. About Kobogo Kieralero.
Never State House imezingirwa tangu last night.
And Gokoligerelia Boniga, as we are speaking, as amajenga ya parliament wameweka hizi reservoirs zimewekwa juu so far because this is 7:50 in the morning. What time did they do all that, all the parliament building?
You see, you know, quite a number of people in Kenya are very innovative. So you don't be surprised that a woman a bill is around 700 million. So somebody ingabana wale bintevi mun kumenera tena tuweke CCTV in all police station. They are not interested in CCTVs in all police station. They are looking at the tenders. Nijitende kiwaguligereli na ki tokorata teve ni CCTV 12 the police station in forgetting that in one central police say area arenge yoga tijiti wakoragazi. So all
right. Now, it is only in Kenya where we give out our own policemen to go and protect Haiti, and the remaining, they kill their own people, the people they are supposed to protect.
Just a moment. Did we give our policemen to Haiti to help Haiti? This is business.
To help in bringing
No, it's business. Some people must have been paid here and there.
Right.
So the only problem when the Americans stopped financing exercise Haiti, because our boys and girls are outside there, that's why now we render back to our budget. You go here, the expenses we are incurring the expenses you could our boys in Haiti. And at the same time, good management here or whatever. Talk, yani, you do what you can afford. For example, talk with our Sakari Haiti, na Kenya got one of the bandits about it. So we need to make sure our country is already safe. there is nothing like insecurity, then after that we can now say that we are able to take our soldiers. Like for example, when our soldiers are outside in Somalia, in terms of defending this country, the soldiers are okay. So we can be able to afford to go into Somalia. We can be able to afford to create our peacekeeping forces somewhere else. Yeah? Because we know our borders are safe. But if internally we are not safe, what is the purpose of taking our policemen and the women into Haiti? I don't find any justifiable reason.
Well, how do you think the protest movement will be remembered in Kenya's political history?
I think in number 2, it will be remembered that it actually brought changes into this country. 2, we shall also remember it to be bloody. It was bloody. And the only person who will be remembered for the bloody protest is mostly unfortunate is the President William Ruto. In fact, we will have forgotten about him Moi totally. As much as Moi was brutal, he was not as brutal as my friend William Ruto. Yes. So we will remember him for killing those who stood up to challenge his leadership. Yes. And of course, it's not surprising, but he has never protested anywhere. During the days in university, he was a conformist. When he came out of university into politics, he was a conformist with Moi. From that time, he has always been a conformist. He came out to post the constitution. So that's expected. That's expected of him.
All right. And the mono ahead of the 25th protest. And wish me luck. I'm a youth too. I have to fight for justice. So I'll be there no matter how bad I feel. I'll be there.
What I'm telling the young people, never lose hope. For your country. Some of us are aging and we expect you to deliver this country to the next level. We did it our time. We fought a single party. We fought we fought against the single party. We fought for the constitution. That was our time.
All right.
Your time, fight for better governance again, fight for the constitution to be respected, fight for the economic reparation of the young people. So that would be your. So if you fear that if you go to the then you are already dead. You already walk with over. Show your displeasure. But be careful. Cover in groups. So that
yes.
So go with them. Evidence. Anybody on the ways in ever no mosgari or chuita omonto sokora somonto. I can almost assure you, time is coming when that person will stand in the dock. Nka kingo chere akaromonto you awajagotenena usiweke gambiro. It doesn't matter how many years it takes, whether it's 5 or 10, but time will come.
Right, ambia mano kegima omwanchomo rigererio KCTV aso kunyara gusangana into asomoro birwenyo ni rero ntwamba konyoro kidogo kuri ndingo sabo kwa bera sayo ankyo ntabito kunyara kumera naso kunyara kogendera nengambe ito yo moroberio bwenyo nindo ke Joan Kwamboka imeye studio nigo narenge na engineer
Justus Mochoge.
Right. Na mona director mtonga Kenya nere tuwa batoko bwatera na nere kurua sense maende ye studio. Aso kwenye kibino mwori yerero berega kunyara chibicha amuna mario gia senchera yowe kirano. Tuwara litkuligia nyasayo yo. Kito kunyara kumira na etaoni erende. Meskia tusipatane na stray bullets. Guys, we'll come back home safe and strong. Asante.
Thank you.
Sangana intwe aso mutandao wetera Instagram amona Twitter @Kisii Television, tonyore YouTube na Facebook Kisii TV, twakere esimi wetera 0708386041 yanyore onsi ayatekire ime ya Kisii TV amandegere yomuguse. Kisii TV amandegere yumugusi. Kisii TV amandegere yumugusi. Kisii TV amandegere yumugusi.
Ine aino mwebuli kwabere gwe kwebolia nga y'omwana owara agende skuru ya Skyland Friend